Well, you've got your wee book there, and we will welcome everybody to another thrilling encounter in the tasting bothy with a Glenlivet 12-year-old. As you can tell, I've got a wee bit of nasaliness and a bit of a sore throat. I tested positive for COVID on Saturday, but I've been none the worse. I've managed to keep it at bay for 3 years. How I've managed to keep it at bay for 3 years is beyond me, but it's eventually caught up with me. And so I'm now going to drown it with a dram, as one should.
That sounds a good idea.
So this will test my powers of nasal ability and discover whether I've lost my sense of taste and smell. I'm not aware of it, because as I said to Clark earlier, I've had a fish supper tonight and it definitely tasted and smelt like a fish supper. So the vinegar wasn't missing, and the fish tasted like fish. So this should be fine. So unusual for us to have a Wednesday night, Clark, in the tasting bothy.
Very unusual for us, yes.
Yep. A wee midweek tasting. Well, I'm sure, yes, we will. I mean, we can make it feel like a Sunday if we wish.
We could.
So we could.
You
were away with your lady wife. So you were away with your good lady wife at the weekend. So Sunday was a no-goer for us. And
it was
a spur of the moment decision this evening, because we did the Glenlivet the other week there, that we do the Glenlivet 12, and then with Easter coming up and various things taking place over that period of time, we thought, well, we'll maybe not get another couple of Sundays or a day in the week to actually do this. So nothing better like the night to have a wee go at it. So
there's nothing like the present. That's what they say.
You gave me a wee bottle across with a sample of Glenlivet in it. Lovely colour, lovely golden colour, Clark.
It is a lovely goldie.
Do you like that? You're saying it's a 12-year-old. This is the double oak.
It's the double oak. So it's an American oak and a European.
If I remember that. The European oak and the American oak cask finished in. Yes.
Right.
Yes. So this could be interesting because, combination, when you think of how the two oak casks are slightly different, both giving that vanilla-ness to the cask, maybe more on the American oak than you do on the European oak. So I'm expecting a vanilla-y, woody dram. That's what I'm expecting that I would get for each of them.
Well, why don't you see if you're right?
So let's get our nose into it and have a wee smell at this.
Right, come on then. You've summed it up quite well.
It's quite floral, Clark.
Isn't it? I wasn't expecting that.
That was the first thing that hit me, was just how floral it was. But I'm not entirely sure I could identify.
About the one we had last week.
Oh, did we?
Yes, you said it was florally as well. We said the Glenlivet
Founders cask.
Whatever it was called. We said the same thing about that it was vanilla and it was flowery.
I'm getting like a wee. Well, this is different this time, because this is more like a touch of pineapple.
Ooh, pineapple, huh?
It's got that pineapple-y chunky smell. And a wee bit citrus in there.
Right.
But that's I don't know if that's just because that's the more pungent ones that are getting through to my nose, and I'm not getting anything else. But
it seems to me like your nose is working just fine.
Well, I'm going to have to find out if my tongue's having the same as good as my nose is. So I'm going to have a wee taste of this.
Your ability to talk hasn't been influenced at all by this.
No. I would have to say the other day it did, because I couldn't have said very much. But unfortunately, you missed that bit when there was a quiet version of myself.
I haven't spoken to you. I text you.
No, I could text. My thumbs were working okay. Right, I'm going to get this done with Rapple. Sludge.
What a great idea. Right, cheers.
Oh, it's quite peppery.
It is,
I don't know if that's just because maybe I've still got a wee bit of a sore throat, but my tongue's feeling it really peppery.
No, I would say that. I would say it's kind of a wee bit kind of spicy as well, perhaps.
Yeah. Aye, there's definitely a peppery spiciness to that. That's nice. And it's quite fruity.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah. It kind of complements what I had on my nose earlier on. That fruitiness that I had in my nose, that floralness, I had on my nose, is giving that same fruitiness on my palate.
It's a nice dram.
And again, that's about as much as I'm getting. So I don't know if all my wee sensory taste buds are working. I'm maybe only getting the main.
It's fruity and vanilla-y, I would say. A wee touch
Right.
of vanilla in there as well. A wee bit of spiciness on the finish as well.
Aye, yep. I find it quite creamy, Clark. Creamy with a wee hint of spice. But it's no burning, and I've not got a warm feeling down my chest. You know, sometimes you get that warm. Again, it's only 40%, so
it's just sitting in here. Wee bit salty on the finish as well, perhaps.
Yeah, that could be my fish supper.
Well, I didn't get into your fish supper, so it can't be that.
Oh well, that's very, very true. Good point, well made.
It's nice. I like it.
It's an easy to drink dram. It really is lovely. I could see myself sitting down beside a log fire, pouring myself one of these, sticking my feet up and just chilling out and enjoying something like that. That's a lovely dram. I like that.
Isn't it? So do you think, if you can remember back, is it better or not as good as the Founder's Reserve?
Clark, I find it hard to remember what I had for my breakfast this morning. You're telling me that we tasted this back in January of last year.
But we're tasting it today, so that doesn't matter.
I know, but I can't remember. I can't remember what it tasted like.
The last drum.
I don't think this is as nice as the Founder's Reserve. That's my opinion on it. But you're telling me it's in my book. You're telling me it's in this book for last year.
It's in the back of your book. So you can go
in the back of my book.
See if you can find your score.
Right. Right, let me just...
It's about 10 drams in from the end.
Right, let me count back. I shall go and I shall have a wee count back.
10 drams for the end roundabout. And 10 drams is a great idea.
You're right. It's 10 drams. In fact, Clark, in my wee book, it says here, first dram of 2022. The Glenlivet 12-year-old. So on the 2nd of January 2022, we tasted this.
Aye.
I obviously, my palate is completely different because I've written loads down here. compared to what I've written to what I've written tonight.
All right. And do you agree with what you've written in the old days? Can you see what you were saying?
Aye. I mean, I wasn't that drunk that I couldn't write and see. I mean, so I've got it back then. I've written down that it was vanilla and sherry, dates and figs and dried fruits and toffee and citrus.
Aye.
Peaches and apricots.
Fruity. You said citrus.
Aye. Yeah. I've got the oakiness in here. I've got the oakiness down here. I've said it was finished with a smooth and gentle, salty citrus vanilla custardy thing. And I've written down with creamy and spicy, and I've written smooth down here as well. So,
aye. There's not many adjectives you've missed out, really, is there?
No, not really. I can't think of very many that I've noticed. So, but I certainly haven't written as much this time. So, I am going to suggest that my taste buds and my nostrils are not still quite back to where they should be. I'll need to keep drinking more whiskey to find out when they've returned to normal. It's the only way I'm going to know when they've got back to normal, isn't it?
Well, that's right. That's right. And what you'll need to do is you'll need to drink some that you've got in your book. You can say, aye, that corresponds to what I'm written down. So
no, that was such a great idea. I must have. What I might do is I might play a wee kind of Russian roulette tonight. I might just flick my book and stop it somewhere. Well, that's it. So I could just flick through a page and stop it and say, there you are. I'm going to have one of them tonight. Try that and see if I can taste what's in it.
That's if you've got it in the house.
Well, there's only about 2 or 3 that I didn't have in the house that I've actually finished.
Well, that's all right.
So I know what they are. I would know right away if it was there. Like the Lagavulin 16, I just finished that recently. Right. There's a couple of bottles of Monkey's Shoulder, the peated one and the unpeated one, which I really like. That I've finished. I've finished the Glenlivet 21-year-old that's there as well.
You can tell all the ones you really like because you finished them.
So, but I think I had a pal that helped me, to be perfectly honest with you.
That's what pals are
for. So, have you scored this, Clark? I've scored it. And I think it reflects my recovering from COVID situation.
Could be. I like this.
Well, I obviously didn't like it.
I'm giving this a staggering grade, 87, which is a fucking great score, I think.
Right. Well, funnily enough, I've given it an 86.
Oh, there you go.
So I like it. But when I look at my book, from January last year, in January 2022, I scored it an 89. Ooh. And that's why I'm saying that obviously my taste buds and I'm still recovering, because
you must be.
There's 3 points of difference from where I was the last time. I got a lot more nose and booky from it, kind of thing, and on the palate, and on the finish the last time than I have this time. It hasn't put me off the malt whiskey, and it hasn't put off the fact that I like it. I'm maybe just not picking up as many things as I have done previously. So, but that's all right. That's not bad.
No,
it's a lovely dram. That's the Glenlivet 12-year-old folks.
Double oak. Very nice.
Yep. Yes. So there we go. I don't know how easily available it is to buy one of these now, Clark.
Oh, you'll buy it in the supermarket. It's no bother.
All right, it's no bother to buy. There you are, folks. It's no bother to buy in the supermarket. Get yourself down to Tesco's and find yourself one a day. And give it a go for yourselves. And once you've done that, if you want to comment on our YouTube channel, fine. Drop us a wee message. Tell us what you thought. If not, you can find us on Instagram in the Tasting Bothy, And if you want to leave a wee message there, I'll be posting this just shortly. Leave a wee message to us and tell us what you think on Instagram. So we'll thank you again for your time, and hopefully we'll catch up with you again very, very soon in the Tasting Bothy. We've got a night coming up with Cliff, the Whiskey Chaser. We've just got to arrange a date. It's going to be in the next couple of weeks. So we'll get that arranged. I think it's probably going to be around about maybe the 26th of April or something like that. Again, Cliff gave us some, we did a blind tasting with Cliff. So Clark and I decided that we would return the favour, and we're going to send some drams to Cliff, and we're going to have a wee tasting. And if you want to join us that night, we had a great laugh the last time. I'm sure we'll have as good a time the next time in the Tasting Bothy. So good night, folks. Have a lovely time. Have a lovely evening, and we will look forward to seeing you all soon. Take care now. Bye-bye.
Cheers.